He was a stud. Roger Wagner trained him, and we bought him, or David and Stacey bought him when we bought all the Winkle Reed horses when they decided to scale down and get out of the business. We gelded him, and he's been a good horse to show with. I've made some finals on him, and David does really well on him. He's a really nice gelding.
What do you like most about this horse?
He's really cowy. He's got a really good look in front of a cow. He likes to go fast, like me, and he likes cows.
And you're the first in the second set, so how's that draw work for you, do you think?
That draw's going to be fabulous for me. I like being anywhere in the finals. First is good. It's better than last. But I'm just happy to be in there. On a fast cow that stays away from me in the middle of the pen that's going to let me win. And I have a lot of trouble finding those cows.
Well, we had a good year. Like we went to Abilene, the Bonanza, and the Cattleman's. And she ended up winning all three of them. She tied with Phil at the Cattleman's. So she sure, had a great start to 15. An individual, like a good baseball player or a good basketball player, the things they do that are a little different to the normal or a little of their own style, but it's got to be successful, and she's obviously done that. She's a little different, but can stand out with a successful story. Is why I think they have that following, and people love to see them win. I really felt that at the Bonanza. I think the speed is something that excites people. Her special part is the reading the cow, like the fake that a lot of horses miss. She's already seen it. That's what's amazing about her. Her speed just adds to that, but her ability to read a cow is what makes her.
Little Dirty Deeds, she is a highbrow CD out of Little Dirty Dancer, and Little Dirty Dancer was a dual pep out of Little Belly Dancer. So when I got her as a 2-year-old, she has always been good. She's just good-minded. She tries really hard, and I'm a highbrow CD fan, so it worked out well.
What is she like? What sets her apart?
The thing that makes her, I think, special is she moves very big for as little as she is. She's very small, but she can really reach through there and really move herself well. And she reads a cow great. She's got good intentions. If anything, she tries too hard sometimes, so it's a good quality. She's 5, and so we've shown her. Last year, made the BI finals on her, and have done well on her out there at the West Coast. But she's just a real fun mare. She really moves cool. She does things great, and she's a lot of fun. I made the semis on her here at the fraternity, but she's just a really funny horse to be around. But she's a good mare.
Well, he got his name obviously from us being Alabama football fans. Yeah.
When did you decide you were going to name him that?
After he was born, I guess. He was a boy, and we thought that'd be kind of a cool name for a stud. He's really a neat horse. Got a pretty good personality, kind of playful, silly. My son Cade's been getting him ready this year, and they get along pretty good. Cade loves getting him ready. It's pretty neat that I made the finals and he got him ready because he takes a lot of pride in it.
What do y'all call him?
Julio Jones, wide receiver for Alabama when he was a baby. Went to Foley High School and right down the road from us, so we thought that'd be kind of cool.
So he's an SEC horse all the way.
Pretty much, yeah. I just want to have a good, clean run, and if I cut the cows to try to win, then we'll try to win. But, I'm just going to try to do as good as I can. I'm not going to try to force it, just try to have as good a run as I can. I love that I drew early in the second bunch, but honestly, there's no bad draw in the finals, so I'm pretty pleased with anywhere.
He's a one-time Pepto, and I've had him the whole time. Tim Smith showed him at the fraternity as a 3-year-old, and then I showed him at the Super Stakes and made the finals on him. And then after that, he had stifle surgery after that, so he missed the the rest of his 4-year-old year. Up until then, we just started riding him at the beginning of this year, so he missed a lot of time. He's just a real slinky, low moving, kind of just has a lot of eye appeal.
Cataloo is one of my favorite horses. I've had some other horses that we've done some great things on, but I love Cataloo. He's been there good for me, and he was great through the go-arounds. He was the leader, and tonight he was really good. A 2-year-old guy named Jason Rutz had trained him his 2- and 3-year-old year, and their plan the whole time was to sell him. And they had quite a few horse trainers look at him, and I had looked at him and tried him. I was going to have a guy buy him, and the guy come watch me work him and said, "Man, I just love the way you fit with that horse." He said, "I hate to back out on you, but I'm not going to sell him. I want to leave him with you." And that was about a month before the Futurity, and I made the Futurity semifinals and made the Super Stakes semifinals, the Derby semifinals, and it just kind of took a while to kind of train him out and get him comfortable for the Open. But he's running on all cylinders right now. I mean, he feels ready to go, and I'm just I'm just chomping at the bit.
Alice Walton raised her, and Monty Johnson bought her from her during the Futurity when she was 3. And he luckily let me ride her, and she's been a really good mare. Really good mare. She's a dual ray out of Boone Sand Kitty.
And what was it like training her? Did you have her from the very beginning?
No, Jesse Lennox trained her and showed her at the Futurity and had a little bad luck, and that's when we went and looked at her and bought her at the Futurity when she was 3.
You look at a lot of horses. What was it about this one?
Well, I love her breeding, of course, and she is really cowy and tries really hard and really gritty, and she's extremely quick, and that's a good combination, I think.
Clint Allen trained him originally, and then Taryn Rice showed him a little bit, I think, through his 4-year-old year. And then I got him at the end of his 4-year-old year. I made the Brazos Bash finals on him and Idaho Classic finals on him, but other than that, it just weekended him a little bit. He was a little inconsistent when I got him. I just went and showed him in a lot of small stuff. So he's kind of a character, just about everything seems like, but there's nothing too interesting about him as far as that goes. But takes a little bit of loping.
Yeah.
So.
Does he like being around people?
Yeah, he does. He does. He likes people a whole lot. So he's really a pretty nice horse to be around just in general. So.
Were you, excited to make the finals?
Oh yeah, I was thrilled. I've never made a big finals here before at the Super Stakes, so it was pretty exciting for me. So.
And what, as far as that horse, his strong points showed that, when you're showing it?
Well, he's just a real pretty mover, and he just does things right. Especially now he's gotten a lot more consistent just from me showing him a lot, and I've gotten pretty familiar with him and him familiar with me, and he just really has a pretty way of doing it. It's probably the strongest thing about him. Sometimes he's not as smart as he needs to be, but sure got a real pretty way. So.
Actually, I bought this horse a year ago at this show. I just seen a lot of natural ability, and just the way she moved, and she was real elegant about the way she did things, and her ears were really perked up, and she just looked like she wanted to cut. Mm-hmm. As a trainer, it's just all the stuff that we look for.
Mm-hmm. And what about personality-wise? How's she to be around? Around the bar and outside the bar?
Well, she's actually she can be a little cranky at times. Like most of the good ones can be. She can be a little cranky, but I tell you, she's probably been she has been the most consistent horse I've ever shown.
Smart Time Pepto 10. My dad ended up winning, I think, 5th on him at the Futurity. And then since then, he's kind of been a family horse. We've shared him a lot. I was able to win Tunica on him. His qualities is that he's a real sensitive horse. For a stud, it doesn't take a lot to get through to him. It doesn't take a lot of force or
effort or something like that. He's real sensitive and shy, but he's got a lot of expression on a cow, so he doesn't have to necessarily be doing the cow doesn't have to be doing a whole lot of work to be milking points. He's real cowy, real super cowy, sometimes too cowy. Like right off when we started him on cattle, he had to be at the opposite end of the arena of the cow. Like you couldn't get him very close to a cow. He just, as soon as that cow came in, he's locked on it. And every time he turned, he wanted to kind of ease away from the cow, which really helped. As far as being a stud, like I've never even heard him squeal, and we're collecting him now also. So I've never even heard his voice before, he's real shy, he tries to please people,
He's quick-footed, stops real good, and he's cow smart, he's been real consistent. I was lucky enough to win the Derby on him as a 4-year-old, and he's just been a really good horse.
Tell me what he's like outside of the show pen, what his personality is.
Outside the show pen, he's he's pretty easygoing. He doesn't really care to be jacked with much. He just kind of does his own thing. He's pretty simple, just stays to himself and easy to get along with.
So y'all can have some similarities then, huh?
A little bit, yeah. That's good. I would say Todd will probably sell him at the end of this year. I think he'd be a great weekend horse for someone, Mercurius and all that kind of stuff. So I would say that's what he'll do. Cut the 3 best cows I can for the draw.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Many times. Very talented mare. She came by her name honestly, because it was many times we did a lot of things, from work to cuss to praise to love to all that. But she's a very nice mare. The last time she was shown was August of 2013, and then she sustained an injury, and we started showing her again in February of 2015. So she missed 15, 16 months. She's a sweet mare, but she's a little, I wouldn't call her skitsy maybe a little bit. She wants to pull back a little bit, and she's funny, but she can also, when my back really hurt me during the futurity, I was working her, and I was down on the ground, and I couldn't hardly get up, and that mare was sniffing around trying to make sure I was doing all right. So she was kind of like, hey buddy, what are you doing down there? You should be up there working a cow. But she and I have got a pretty good little friendship that's taken a little while to put together, but she's a nice horse.
Yeah, Ruby CD is just a great horse. We've taken him California, Texas, Las Vegas, everywhere we've been with him. He's been in the finals or a champion. He's just a phenomenal individual. He's as good-minded as a horse can be. He's just good as gold. And I honestly have to say that my wife loves that horse so much, and she gets him ready, that thank God he's not human, or I might get replaced. When he gets done showing, he wants a cookie. He's in your pocket. We got done just a little while ago with Ron's run, and she was on her phone, and he was trying to get to her phone. It was funny. She turned it on the camera, and she did like a selfie, and he kept looking at it, and he was looking at himself. It was classic. He was looking at the phone. He's like, hey! That's just great. His name's Reuben. We got the horse at the futurity, and that was the name that he came with. And after the futurity, I sent him home for a little rehab, and the owner, who is the new owner, Ron Malone, they nicknamed him Champ. And we tried that like one day at the house, and we go, you know what, his name's Reuben. I always think of the name Reuben Hurricane Carter because he's a fighter. And this horse, as you know, he's been second to last, third to last, last in the semis, and last in the finals. And he can go down there, last whole draw, and dig a cow out of there and go hold it. So he's the right horse for the right draw.